Hey Capricorn, come grab your coffee because we need to talk about what the universe has been setting up for you this week. I just pulled your cards, and honestly, the energy coming through is something I have not seen in a while for your sign. This is not your typical weekly reading, where I tell you to stay positive and trust the process. No, this week the cosmos is bringing you something that is going to shift everything. And I mean everything about how you have been moving through life lately, so I am sitting here with your spread. And the first thing I notice is that the energy is intense, like the universe decided that you have been patient enough, and now it is time to shake things up. You know how Capricorns are always so composed and controlled? Well, this week is testing that in the most interesting way possible. The cards are showing me that you are about to experience a level of transformation that you did not even know you were ready for. Let me start pulling these cards for you because what I am seeing needs to be unpacked carefully. The first card that came out is the Empress, and oh my goodness, Capricorn, this is huge. The Empress is sitting here at the foundation of your week, and she is bringing this incredibly fertile, abundant energy. But here is what makes this different from other times you might have seen this card. The Empress right now is not just about external abundance or material success, which I know you love. She is actually calling you to reconnect with a part of yourself that you have been neglecting. When was the last time you actually let yourself just be instead of constantly doing? The Empress is sitting here asking you to tap into your creative power, your sensual nature, your ability to nurture not just others but yourself. I'm getting this vision of you having built this incredible fortress around yourself. You have been so focused on your goals, your responsibilities, your image, your reputation, and those things are important. Do not get me wrong, but the Empress is gently reminding you that there is a softer side of power that you have been ignoring. This week, you are going to start feeling pulled toward things that bring you genuine pleasure and joy, not just things that look good on paper or advance your status. Maybe you suddenly want to redecorate your space, or you find yourself drawn to art, music, nature in ways you have not been before. Maybe you start craving deeper connections with people instead of just networking contacts. The Empress is saying that this is not frivolous. Capricorn, this is actually essential to your next level of growth. You cannot keep climbing if you are empty inside. You cannot keep building if you have no connection to what makes you feel alive. So this week, pay attention to what calls to your soul, not just your ambition. And there is something about relationships here too. The Empress is fertile energy, right? So for some of you, this could literally mean pregnancy or wanting to start a family. But for most of you, I think this is about birthing new aspects of yourself and your life. Relationships are going to feel more meaningful this week. You might find yourself wanting deeper intimacy, more authenticity, less surface-level interaction. If you are in a relationship, you might surprise your partner by actually being vulnerable and open in ways you usually are not. If you are single, you might find that you are attracting people who see the real you, not just the polished exterior you usually present. The Empress is teaching you that true power comes from being whole, from integrating all parts of yourself, not just the parts that are productive and impressive. Now the second card I pulled is the King of Cups, and wow, this is really emphasizing the emotional theme that is coming through. King of Cups is emotional mastery, but not in a cold, detached way. This is about being so secure in your emotional world that you can be present with whatever comes up, without being knocked off balance. Capricorn, you are an earth sign, right? You like things logical, practical, tangible, but this week, the universe is asking you to get comfortable in the realm of feelings and intuition. The King of Cups is showing me that you have this deep well of emotional wisdom inside you that you do not always tap into because you think feelings are messy or unpredictable. But here's the thing. The King of Cups is not emotionally messy. He is emotionally intelligent. He can hold space for complex feelings without being overwhelmed by them. He can be compassionate without losing himself. He can be sensitive without being weak. This week, you are being called to embody this energy. Someone in your life might need you to show up with emotional support, and you are going to surprise yourself with how capable you are of providing that. Or maybe you need to show up for yourself emotionally in a new way. I am seeing that you have been carrying some heavy stuff lately, some disappointment or hurt that you have not fully processed because you were too busy keeping everything together. The King of Cups is giving you permission to actually feel those things this week, not in a dramatic, falling apart kind of way, but in a mature, grounded way that allows healing to happen. There is also something here about trusting your intuition more. You Capricorns are so practical that you sometimes ignore your gut feelings if they do not make logical sense. But the King of Cups is reminding you that intuition is just information coming from a different source. This week, if something feels off or if something feels right, trust that, even if you cannot explain it rationally. Your emotional radar is incredibly accurate right now, and it is picking up on things that your logical mind might miss. In relationships, this King of Cups energy means you are going to be more emotionally available and mature. You might have conversations that go deeper than usual. You might find yourself being the stable, calm presence when others are having a hard time. And the beautiful thing is that this does not drain you like it usually might, because you are operating from a place of emotional fullness rather than emotional depletion. Make sure you are filling your own cup though. Even the King of Cups needs to refill his well. Spend time near water if you can this week. Take long baths, go to the ocean or a lake, even just sit by a fountain. Water is incredibly healing for you right now, and it helps you access this emotional wisdom more easily. The third card coming out is the Queen of Swords, and this is fascinating, because now we are getting the mental clarity to match the emotional depth. Queen of Swords does not mess around. She sees through everything. She is sharp, discerning, honest, and she has zero tolerance for nonsense. Capricorn, this week you are going to have moments of such incredible clarity about situations and people in your life. Things that have been confusing or unclear are suddenly going to make perfect sense. You are going to see people's motivations. You are going to understand patterns. You are going to cut through all the noise and get straight to the truth. This queen is sitting here with her sword up high, and she is showing me that you need to use your voice this week. You need to speak your truth, even if it is uncomfortable, even if it rocks the boat, even if people are not going to like hearing it. The Queen of Swords is not cruel, but she is direct. She says what needs to be said because keeping quiet does more harm than good. So this week, if you have been holding back on saying something important, you are going to find the courage and clarity to express it. And here is the thing, when you speak from this Queen of Swords energy, people listen, because they can tell you are not being emotional or reactive. You are simply stating facts and truth. There might be a situation at work or in your personal life where you need to set a boundary or make a tough decision. The Queen of Swords is giving you the mental sharpness to do that without second-guessing yourself. She is showing me that you have been letting something slide that really should not slide anymore. Maybe someone has been taking advantage of your patience or your loyalty. Maybe you have been tolerating a situation that is not serving you because you did not want to deal with the confrontation. This week, that ends. You are going to have this crystal clear moment where you realize that being kind to yourself sometimes means being firm with others, that protecting your peace sometimes means disappointing people, that living authentically sometimes means people will not like you. And you know what? The Queen of Swords is completely okay with that. She would rather be respected than liked. She would rather be true to herself than popular. Asterisk, I am also seeing that this Queen energy is great for any kind of communication, writing, teaching, or learning you are doing right now. Your mind is incredibly sharp. You can analyze complex situations and break them down into simple terms. You can see solutions that others miss. You can communicate ideas clearly and persuasively. If you have been procrastinating on something that requires mental focus, this is the week to tackle it because your cognitive abilities are operating at a really high level. Asterisk now, here's where things get interesting. The fourth card is the Ace of Cups, and this is bringing in fresh emotional energy. An ace is always a new beginning, a gift from the universe, an opportunity. And in cups, which is the suit of emotions, love, relationships, intuition, this is telling me that you are about to receive something beautiful in the emotional realm. For some of you, this could be the beginning of a new relationship or a renewal in an existing one. For others, this could be a spiritual awakening or a deepening of your connection to your own heart. The Ace of Cups is this overflowing chalice, and the universe is literally pouring new love and joy into your life. What I love about this card is that it is pure potential. This is not about something you have to work for or strategize to get. This is grace. This is gift. This is the universe saying, I see how hard you have been working on yourself. And here is something beautiful just because you deserve it. Be open to receiving this week, Capricorn. I know you are used to being the one who has it all together, the one who gives and supports and holds space. But this week, let yourself receive. Let someone care for you. Let someone see you. Let yourself be loved in a new way. If you have been feeling closed off emotionally, which a lot of Capricorns do as a protective measure, the Ace of Cups is that first trickle of water that says it is safe to open up again. It is safe to hope again. It is safe to want more from life and love than just stability and security. I am getting this strong sense that for those of you who are single, someone really special might be entering your sphere this week or very soon. And this is not your typical situation. This person has a different energy than people you usually attract. They are going to touch your heart in a way you did not expect. Pay attention to new people you meet, even in casual circumstances. The universe works in mysterious ways, and sometimes the most significant connections start with the most ordinary encounters. For those of you in relationships, the Ace of Cups is bringing renewal and deepening. You might have a conversation that brings you closer. You might have an experience together that reminds you why you chose each other. There is fresh love pouring in, and it feels really good. And even if romance is not your focus right now, the Ace of Cups brings emotional fulfillment in other ways. A deepening friendship, a creative project that fills you with joy, a spiritual practice that nourishes your soul. This card is about your heart feeling full and your emotional life feeling rich. After everything you have been through, you deserve this, Capricorn. You really do. The fifth card is the Eight of Cups, and okay, this is the reality check card. Eight of Cups is about walking away from something that no longer serves you. This is about having the courage to leave behind what is familiar but unfulfilling in search of something more meaningful. I know this might sound contradictory after that beautiful Ace of Cups, But actually, these cards work together perfectly. The Ace of Cups is showing you what is possible, what is available to you. The Eight of Cups is showing you what you need to release in order to receive it. Capricorn, you are so loyal. You stick with things long after other signs would have quit. You honor your commitments. You see things through. You do not give up easily. These are wonderful qualities, but sometimes they keep you trapped in situations that have expired. The Eight of Cups is that moment when you finally admit to yourself that something is not working, and it is not going to work no matter how much effort you put in. This could be a job that is draining you, a relationship that has run its course, a friendship that has become toxic, a goal that you realize you were only pursuing because you thought you should, not because you actually wanted to. This week, you are going to have clarity about what needs to be left behind, and the Eight of Cups is not easy. I will be honest with you. Walking away is hard, especially for your sign that values stability and dislikes change. But staying in something that is slowly killing your spirit is harder. The Eight of Cups is about choosing yourself, choosing your growth, choosing your future self over your comfortable present. I am seeing that some of you have known for a while that something needed to change, but you have been putting it off. Maybe you have been telling yourself it will get better, or that you just need to try harder, or that the timing is not right. The Eight of Cups is saying the timing is now. You have outgrown this situation and you know it. Staying is not loyalty, it is fear. And I get it. Capricorns hate to fail at anything. Walking away can feel like admitting defeat. But the Eight of Cups is wisdom, not failure. It is recognizing that not everything is meant to last forever. Some things are lessons, some things are chapters, some things are stepping stones. And once you have learned what you needed to learn, you are allowed to move on. What makes this week different is that you are not just thinking about leaving. You are actually going to start taking steps. Maybe you are going to have an important conversation. Maybe you are going to start updating your resume. Maybe you are going to create space in your life by declining commitments that do not align with where you are headed. The Eight of Cups is a journey card, and journeys begin with a single step. You do not have to have the whole path figured out. You just have to be willing to start walking in a new direction. The sixth card I am pulling is the Nine of Swords, and this one is showing me the mental struggle you have been dealing with. Nine of Swords is the anxiety card, the worry card, the card of sleepless nights and racing thoughts. Capricorn, you have been carrying so much mental stress lately. You have been overthinking. You wake up at 3 in the morning with your mind spinning. You have been worrying about things that have not even happened yet. Maybe will never happen. I am seeing that a lot of this anxiety comes from trying to control things that are not actually in your control. You are a planner. You like to have everything figured out. You want guarantees and certainty. But life does not work that way, and the gap between your need for control and the reality of uncertainty has been creating a lot of stress. The Nine of Swords is appearing this week to tell you that your fears are worse than your reality. Most of what you are worried about is not going to happen, and the things that do happen, you will handle them. You always do. This card is asking you to examine your thought patterns. Are your thoughts serving you, or are they just creating unnecessary suffering? Are you focusing on what could go wrong, or on what you can actually do in the present moment? The mind is a powerful thing, and when it is left unchecked, it can create prisons of anxiety and fear. But you have the power to redirect your thoughts. When you catch yourself spiraling into worry, you can choose to bring yourself back to the present. You can choose to focus on what is actually true right now, not on all the terrible possibilities your mind is inventing. Asterisk, I am also getting that some of you need to talk to someone about what you are going through. You have been trying to handle everything alone because that is what Capricorns do. But isolation amplifies anxiety. When you speak your fears out loud to someone you trust, they often lose their power. Sometimes you just need someone to say, hey, you are going to be okay. Sometimes you need perspective from outside your own head. Consider reaching out to a friend, a therapist, a mentor, someone who can help you process what you are carrying. The Nine of Swords is not a permanent state. It is showing you where you are right now so you can consciously choose to shift it. And here is something important. A lot of your anxiety is actually excitement in disguise. When big changes are coming, when you are on the verge of transformation, your nervous system responds. But it does not always distinguish between danger and opportunity. Both can feel like that flutter in your stomach, that racing heart, that restless energy. So when you notice anxiety this week, pause and ask yourself, is this actually fear, or is this excitement about the changes that are coming? Is this my intuition warning me of real danger, or is this just my comfort zone resisting expansion? Often it is the latter. The seventh card is the Tower, and I heard some of you just gasp. Listen, I know the Tower has a scary reputation, but hear me out. The Tower is not here to destroy you. It is here to destroy what is false. It is here to break down structures that were built on shaky foundations. It is here to liberate you from situations that were limiting you, even if they felt safe. The Tower is radical change, sudden revelation, unexpected upheaval, and yes, it can be intense, but it is also necessary. What I am seeing with the Tower in your reading this week is that something you thought was solid is going to be revealed as not so solid after all. This could be a belief you have held about yourself or your life. This could be a situation you thought was stable. This could be an image or identity you have been maintaining. The Tower is that moment when pretense falls away and truth is revealed. And sometimes truth is uncomfortable. Sometimes it shatters our illusions. Sometimes it forces us to see things we have been avoiding. But here's the thing, Capricorn. Once the Tower has done its work, once the dust settles, you always realize that what fell away needed to fall away. What breaks was already broken. You just could not see it yet. The Tower combined with those other cards we have pulled is showing me a theme of necessary destruction before reconstruction. You cannot build a new life on old foundations. You cannot become who you are meant to be while clinging to who you used to be. The Tower is dramatic, but it is also mercy. It is the universe saying, I love you too much to let you stay stuck. I love you too much to let you waste your precious life on things that do not deserve it. Sometimes we need a push, and the Tower is not a gentle push. It is more like a shove off a cliff. But what you discover is that you can fly. For some of you, the Tower might manifest as a sudden change in circumstances, a job loss, a breakup, a move, something that feels like it is happening to you. But even in those situations, if you look closely, you will see that this change is actually clearing the path for something better. For others of you, the Tower might be more internal, a sudden realization, an awakening, a moment where you see yourself and your life with brutal clarity. Either way, the Tower is transformation whether you are ready or not. The question is not whether change is coming, the question is how you are going to respond to it. Are you going to resist and make it harder? Or are you going to trust that whatever is falling apart is making space for what is trying to be born? The 8th card is the Page of Wands, and this is bringing in some much lighter, more playful energy after that intense Tower. Page of Wands is about enthusiasm, curiosity, new creative projects, adventure. This is the part of you that is excited about life, that wants to try new things, that sees possibility everywhere. After all this heavy transformation energy, the Page of Wands is reminding you not to take everything so seriously. Yes, big changes are happening. Yes, you are going through an intense period, but you are also allowed to have fun. You are allowed to be spontaneous. You are allowed to explore and experiment and play. The Page of Wands is bringing news or messages this week. Someone might reach out with an interesting opportunity. You might get an idea that really lights you up. You might feel inspired to start something new, even if you are not sure where it is going to lead. Follow that inspiration, Capricorn. Your sign is usually so careful and calculated, but the Page of Wands is encouraging you to be more impulsive for once. Say yes to things that sound fun, even if they are not practical. Try something you have been curious about, even if you are not sure you will be good at it. The page is about learning and growth through experience, not through overthinking. I am also seeing that this page energy is going to bring some lightness to your relationships. Maybe you are going to flirt a little, laugh more, be more playful in your interactions. You do not always have to be the responsible, serious one. Let yourself be silly sometimes. Let yourself be carefree. The Page of Wands is showing me that joy is available to you this week if you are willing to reach for it. After all the intensity of the other cards, this is a reminder that life is meant to be enjoyed, not just endured. The 9th card is the King of Pentacles, and now we are back in your natural element, Capricorn. King of Pentacles is all about mastery in the material world. This is success, financial security, building lasting wealth and stability. This king sits on his throne surrounded by abundance, and he got there through discipline, hard work, and smart decisions. Sound familiar? This is your wheelhouse. The King of Pentacles is showing me that despite all the emotional and spiritual transformation happening, you are still absolutely capable of handling your material world, your career, your finances, your practical responsibilities. These are all solid. In fact, some of you might be stepping into a new level of leadership or authority in your work life. What I love about seeing this king in your reading is that it is showing the integration of everything we have talked about. You can go through deep emotional healing and spiritual transformation and still be successful in the tangible world. You can feel all your feelings and make strategic business decisions. You can be vulnerable and be a leader. The King of Pentacles is mastery and maturity, and he is telling you that you have what it takes to create the life you want. The resources are available, the skills are there, the opportunities are coming. You just have to show up with confidence and claim what is yours. This king is also about generosity and mentorship. You might find yourself in a position to help others this week, to share your knowledge, to offer guidance. Do not underestimate the impact you can have when you share what you know. There is also something here about long-term planning and legacy. What do you want to build that lasts? What do you want to leave behind? The King of Pentacles thinks in terms of generations, not just quarters. He plants trees whose shade he will never sit under. This week, think about your long-term vision. What are you building? And is it aligned with who you are becoming? The final card, the 10th card in your reading, is the 3 of Cups, and this is ending everything on such a beautiful note. 3 of Cups is celebration, friendship, community, joy. After all the transformation and intensity, this card is showing me that you are going to find moments of pure happiness this week. You are going to connect with people who lift your spirits. You are going to celebrate something, even if it is small. You are going to feel part of something larger than yourself. The 3 of Cups. is reminding you that you do not have to do life alone. You have people who care about you, who want to celebrate your wins, who want to support you through the changes. Let them in. Capricorn, stop trying to be so self-sufficient all the time. Community is a strength, not a weakness. The women in this card are dancing together in joy and abundance, and there is space for you in that circle. Maybe you need to reach out to friends you have been neglecting because you have been so busy. Maybe you need to say yes when someone invites you out instead of staying home to work. Maybe you need to create opportunities for celebration and connection instead of waiting for them to happen. I am also seeing that this Three of Cups energy is about emotional support and sisterhood or brotherhood. When you share your journey with others, when you are real about what you are going through, you discover you are not alone. Other people have been through similar things. Other people understand. And there is such healing in that shared experience, in that sense of we are in this together. This week, prioritize your relationships. Show up for your people and let them show up for you. The Three of Cups is abundance in the emotional realm, and it is reminding you that no matter what else is changing in your life, love and connection are always available. So Capricorn, let me bring all of this together for you. This week is intense, but it is also incredibly powerful. You have the Empress calling you to softer power and self-nurturing. You have the King of Cups teaching you emotional mastery. You have the Queen of Swords giving you mental clarity and the courage to speak truth. You have the Ace of Cups bringing new love and emotional gifts. You have the Eight of Cups showing you what needs to be released. You have the Nine of Swords reflecting your anxiety, but also showing you that your fears are not your reality. You have the Tower bringing necessary change and breakthrough. You have the Page of Wands encouraging playfulness and new adventures. You have the King of Pentacles confirming your material success and leadership. And you have the Three of Cups promising joy, celebration, and community. This is a week where everything is shifting. Old patterns are breaking down. New possibilities are emerging. And you are being asked to show up as the fullest version of yourself. It is not going to be comfortable all the time, but it is going to be transformative. Trust the process. Capricorn, trust yourself. You are so much more capable than you realize, and this week is going to prove that to you. I hope this reading resonated with you and gave you some insight into what the universe has planned for you. If you felt the energy in these cards, drop a comment and let me know which card spoke to you the most. I love hearing from you and knowing that these messages are landing where they need to. Sending you so much love and light as you navigate this powerful week. Remember, you are stronger than your fears and more powerful than your doubts. The universe is supporting you every step of the way.